Hello my dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. I welcome you to our channel Nirja Education and subscribe our channel. So in this session we are going to discuss about properties of addition of integers. If you have seen first part of this chapter, in that we have discussed about how to add and subtract the integers, and here in this video we are going to explore the properties of addition and subtraction of integers. But before actually starting with the topic, here I have listed some of the example. So first let's solve this example, then we will see the properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Okay, let's start with the first example. Here I have listed 5 plus 8. And you all are knowing how to do addition of two positive integers, right? So let's do show. If I am doing 5 plus 8, we will get the answer as 13. Very good. Let's move to the next example. It is minus 7 plus 2. So here we need to apply the rules which we have studied yesterday. If one positive and one negative integer is given, so what we need to do? We need to subtract the smaller number from the bigger one and we need to add the sign of bigger number. So first let's identify which is the bigger number in this. It is 7. So we can conclude that our answer will be in negative. Now pick the smaller number which is 2. Subtract from 7. 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. So we got the answer as minus 5. So if you have noticed, whenever we are adding two integers, we are getting the answer as integers, no matter it is positive or negative. When we are going to add two integers, the result will be always as an integer, and this is your first property of addition, which you can name as closure property. So what do you mean by closure property? If A and B are any two integer and we are going to add that integer, then result will be always in the form of integers. Now let's move towards another examples. Second example I have taken is 5 plus 11. We need to add two natural numbers. 11 plus 5 is equal to 16. Here 11 plus 5 and 11 plus 5 is equal to 16. So if we are going to change the order of the integer, first I have done 5 plus 11 and I have got answer as 16. Second time I have done 11 plus 5 and second time also I have get the result as 16. So if we are going to change the order of the number in which two integers are added, the result will remain the same, and this is your second property of addition of integer. You can give name as commutative property. What does it mean? That whenever we are going to add two integers, if we are going to reverse their order, if we are going to change that order, then also result will be same. Now let's see another example. Here I have taken minus 9 and minus 6 and we need to add this both the integers. Now what happened? How to add this both integers? Yesterday we have seen, if we want to add both the negative integer, we need to perform addition and we need to put the negative sign in the result. 9 plus 6, 15, and we need to add which sign? Negative sign. Again here I have listed minus 6 plus minus 9. Again both the numbers are negative, so we need to perform addition and we need to put the negative sign in the result. Minus 6 plus minus 9 will be minus 15. So as we have just now stated a second property of addition, that is commutative property. If we are going to add the order of the number in which numbers are going to be added, then the result will remain the same. Now let's see fifth example. Here I am going to add three integers, minus 4 plus 11 plus 6. So what I am doing is, I am going to add two integer first. I am taking minus 4 and 11. Minus 4 plus 11, again one negative number, one positive number. What we need to do? We need to subtract the smaller number from the bigger one and we need to put the sign of bigger number. Here bigger number is 11, that is positive, so our result will be positive. Now let's do. 11 minus 4, 11 minus 4 will be, yes, 7. So here this is over, now 6 is remaining plus 6. 7 plus 6 is equal to 30. So we have got the answer as 30. Now what we are going to do, I am going to add this 3 integer in another manner. Let's do how. Again I have written minus 4 plus 11 plus 6. This time I am going to add these two numbers first. So I am going to take these numbers in separate bracket. Taken, I am going to do this operation first, minus 4 plus 11 plus 6. 11 plus 6 will be, yes, 17. Now again one positive, one negative integer. First we need to pick the smaller one. We need to subtract the smaller number from the bigger one. Bigger is 17. 17 minus 4 will be 13 and we need to put the sign of bigger number. Bigger number is positive, then answer will be positive. So if you have seen, firstly I have added this two number, then I have added this one. In the second example, I have added this two first, then added this. So you can say like this, if you are going to change the order in which you are performing the operations, then also the result will be same, and this is your third properties of addition, and you can say this property as associative property. Why associative property? Because whenever we are going to change the order, then also the result will be same. So this is the associative property for addition of integers. Now let's see another example. Here I have taken example 6 and it is stated 5 plus 0. We all are knowing, if whenever we are going to add 0 in any integer, the result will be same number. 5 plus 0 is equal to 5. Minus 8 plus 0 is equal to minus 8. So this is, you can call as additive property of integer. Additive property integer stated that if we are going to add 0 in any integer, the result will be that integer itself. Either it is positive integer or negative integer, right? Here I have taken 5 plus 0 and result will be 5, which is positive integer. If I am taking negative integer, minus 11. Minus 11 plus 0 also result will be minus 11. So whenever we are going to add 0 in any kind of integer, the result will be number itself, that integer itself. Let's move ahead. Next one is minus 6 plus 6. Minus 6 plus 6, here one number is negative, one is positive. What we need to do? We need to subtract the smaller from the bigger one. Both are same, so we are going to do 6 minus 6, and 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. You know what do you mean by inverse? Let's understand that first. What do you mean by inverse? If I am going to take A, suppose A is any integer, then the inverse of A you can call as minus A. Let's take some examples. Here I am taking 6. So what will be the inverse for 6? Minus 6. So whenever we are going to add the inverse of the number, then result will be always 0. As you can see over here, I have taken minus 6 plus 6. So minus 6 and plus 6 you can call as inverse, because if any number, if any integer A, then inverse will be minus A, right? Like 6, so inverse of 6 will be minus 6. For example 10, so inverse of the 6 will be minus 10. So whenever we are going to add the inverse in the integer, then result will be always 0, and this you can call as additive inverse property for addition of integer. So from this all examples, we have concluded your 5 properties for addition. Now let's see these 5 properties in one frame. So just now we have seen some of the example, and from that example we have discovered our properties of addition. So let's see this all the properties quickly together. First properties that we have discovered is closure property. Now what do you mean by closure property? So if A and B are any two integers, and if we are going to add that two integers, then the result will be as integer always. Second one is commutative property. What do you mean by commutative property? So if A and B are any integer, either they are positive or negative, if we are going to add that both the numbers in any order, then result will be same. So you can say like A plus B is equal to B plus A, and this is your commutative property. Third one is associative property. Associative property stated that for any three integer A, B and C, if we are going to add this three integer in any order, then result will be same. In general, you can see like that A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. That means if we are going to add A plus B first, then C, or if we are going to add B plus C first, then A, the result will remain the same. Fourth one is additive identity. What do you mean by additive identity? It is stated that if we are going to add 0 in any integer, then result will be number itself. In general, you can say like this: if A is any integer, then A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A is equal to A always. That means if we are going to add 0 in any A integer, then the result will be A. Next one is additive inverse, but before that additive inverse, we need to clear about what do you mean by inverse. So if A is any integer, then minus A is inverse for that. So additive inverse identity stated like that: if A is any integer, then A plus minus A or minus A plus A is equal to 0. That means if we are going to add 2 inverse, then the result will be 0. So my dear students, this all are properties of addition of integers. So just now we have seen the properties of addition for integer, and now we are moving towards the properties of subtraction of integers, and that is also we are going to explore by solving some of the examples. As you can see here, I have listed some of the examples. Let's solve these examples. The first example is 6 minus 9. As you can see, the first number 6 is positive integer and other one is negative integer. And my dear students, whenever one positive and one negative integer is given for subtraction, what we need to do? We need to pick the bigger, which is 9, ignoring the sign, and we need to subtract the smaller one from the bigger. So 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. And we need to put which sign? We need to put the sign of bigger number, that means minus. Let's see next example. It is minus 5 minus 6. So whenever two negative numbers are given, we need to add that numbers and we need to put the sign of negative. Minus 5 minus 6, that means 5 plus 6 is equal to 11 and we need to put the minus sign. So as you can see from these two examples, whenever we are going to subtract any two integer, the result we are getting always as an integer. And this is your property of closure, and it is stated that whenever you are going to subtract two positive number, then result will be as an integer only. Now let us see other examples. Here I have taken 8 minus 10. Again one is positive, another one is negative. I am going to subtract 10 minus 8. We need to put the sign of bigger one. 8 minus 10 is equal to minus 2. Now 10 minus 8. And as you all are knowing, if we are going to perform 10 minus 8, we will be getting 2. So here first we have done 8 minus 10, then we have done 10 minus 8, and both the time results are different. Here minus 2 and 2. So from these examples we can conclude that subtraction of integer is not commutative. That means if we are going to change the order in which the subtraction is occur, then result also going to be changed. That means A minus B is not equal to B minus A. That is the property of commutative for the subtraction, and subtraction is not commutative. If we are going to change the order, then result also will be changed. Now let's see the fourth example. Here I have taken three integers, 1, minus 8, minus minus 3. So whenever this minus sign comes together, it will convert in plus. So we are going to perform that first. minus minus will become positive, plus 3. So first I am going to perform this operation. I have taken in separate brackets. So 1 minus 8 is equal to minus 7 plus 3, and minus 7 plus 3 will be minus 4. So now I am going to change the order. First I am going to solve this, then we will solve this. Let's write it first. Minus minus will become, we are going to do this first. 8 plus 3 is equal to 11, and 1 minus 11 will be minus 10. So again these results are different. So if we are going to change the order in which we are going to perform the operations, the result will be also changed. And you can call this property as associative property. So we can conclude from this example that subtraction is not associative. Why? Because if we are going to change the order, then result also will be changed. So just now we have seen properties of subtraction of integers. So now let's recall it quickly. First one is closure property. And as we have seen, if we are going to subtract any two integer, the result will be also as an integer, and this is your closure property for subtraction. Second one is commutative property. So as we have seen by example, subtraction is not commutative for integers. That means if we are going to change the order in which subtraction is occur, then result also going to be changed. And in short, we can write like this: a minus b is not equal to b minus a. And third one is associative property. And for associative property also, subtraction is not associative for integers. That means if we are going to change the order in which subtraction is occur for any three integer, then result will not be same. In general, we can write like this: a minus b minus c is not equal to a minus b minus c. So my dear students, these all are the properties of subtraction of integers. Now as you can see, we have seen the closure property, commutative property and associative property in addition also. So now we are going to compare this properties of subtraction and addition, so that you will be having clear idea about this and there will be no confusion at all. So as you can see, I have listed the properties for addition and subtraction in the form of one table. Here I have listed properties. This is for addition and this is for subtraction. So let's see very first property, that is closure property. And for addition, if we are going to add any two integer, then result will be integer. For subtraction also, if we are going to subtract any two integer, then result will be integer. Second one is commutative property. If we are going to add any two integer in any form, in any order, then result will remain the same. That means we can say like that addition is commutative for integers. But if we are going to subtract any two integer and if we are going to change the order, then the result will not remain same. So we can say like that subtraction is not commutative for integer, because if we are going to change the order, then result may also change. Third one is associative property. For any three integers, if we are going to perform the operation in any order, for addition the result will be same. So we can say like that addition is associative for integers, but not the same for subtraction. Why? Because whenever we are going to do subtraction of any three integer and we are changing the order, then result is also going to be changed. So we can say like that subtraction is not associative for integer. So my dear student, fix this table in your mind so that whenever it comes to the properties of addition and subtraction, you will be having clear idea and there will be no confusion at all. So my dear students, just now we have studied the properties of addition and subtraction for integers. Now let's apply these properties and identify by some of the examples. Here I have listed 4 examples. The first one is 8 plus minus 17 is equal to minus 17 plus 8. So in this example, they want to tell like that if they are going to change the order, the result will be same. And this property we just now studied. Yes, this is which property? Commutative property for addition. So here we can state like this, commutative for addition. Second one is minus 55 plus 0 is equal to minus 55. That means if they are adding 0 in this number, they are getting the number itself. And this is which property? This is additive property for addition. Or you can say like that, additive identity. For which operation? Addition. Next one is 15 minus minus 3 is equal to 18. If they are subtracting two integers, they are getting the answer as integers. And this is nothing but which property? Yes, you are right. It is closure property for subtraction. For subtraction. So next one is minus 4 plus 8 plus minus 9 is equal to minus 4 plus 8 plus minus 9. So if they are going to change the order, then also the result will be same. So this is the associative property for addition. If we are going to apply associative property in the subtraction, then result will not the same. Here the result is same. So it is for addition. So you can state like associative for addition. So my dear students, I hope now you all are able to identify the properties of addition and subtraction. So we are going to conclude our session for today. Thank you. We'll see you next class.